Hey everyone! Today we are at the Boardwalk here at Hershey Park having a water park day. It's over 90 degrees here in central Pennsylvania, and I'm going to be telling you everything that's kid, toddler, baby friendly about the Boardwalk. All right, we are home from Hershey Park. We were at the park this morning for about 2 hours, mostly at the water park. However, the boardwalk was extremely busy, which is why I decided to film the majority of the video today here at home. I did get some clips of some of the things there today, so I'm going to be dropping those in this video so that you can see what I'm talking about. So we're going to be looking particularly at attractions that are for the Hershey miniatures or kisses. Once these kids become a Reese's at 42 inches, that opens a lot more attractions and things that they can do, not only in the ride section, but also in the water park as well. So some of the things that we really like back in the boardwalk area that are perfect for our toddler, and she enjoyed these things last year as well when she was 2, and now that she's 3, she's enjoying them even more. So the first thing would be the intercoastal waterway. So this is Hershey Park's version of a lazy river. The coastal waterway is for kids that are of any size except for handheld infants. You cannot take handheld infants on this. This is really nice for any pregnant mamas out there. Highly suggest just hopping in your tube and just going for that lap around. It is so nice. I will say that this gets extremely busy and there is often a queue to get a tube. So that's just something to keep in mind. So what we usually do is as soon as we go back to the boardwalk in the morning, we're usually hitting up this right away because we don't want to have to wait. Although they do have misters and it's really nice. They have a nice area that you can wait in where you're not really super hot because it's shaded, but still we don't want to wait. So we do this first thing in the morning and it's nice because there's like no one on it. So highly suggest the intercoastal waterway. And then some of the other things would be the splash pad area called Shoreline Spray Ground. And now this is something that we were not at today. I did not get any video of this. This is what it looks like. The Hershey Park app shows you. This is great. They have so many different types of like splash things, the water that comes up, like the mushroom where the water comes down. I will advise you though, I highly recommend if you have a small child, make sure you're there with your child during this. I will say that last year, Claire got knocked down by some kids that were running through this, where I don't know where their parents were, but, and I think if you have a young child, it's better just to be right by them versus just like sitting on the side and letting them play. Only if, just if it's not super busy, there's not older kids there, just something to keep in mind. But she loves that part. So, and then the other thing that we've been really enjoying right now is Bayside Pier. So Bayside Pier is essentially a zero depth entry pool. So it is kind of like a baby wave pool is the best way for me to describe it. The average depth of the pool is 18 inches, and they do have a really cool slide there, which is fun. I'll put in a video of that so you can see. So it's nice. So Claire can go up and go up herself and then go down the slide, and it's really nice. And then they also have some additional like splash features in there as well. They also have a regular wave pool. I don't have any video of this. This isn't something that we're taking Claire to yet because she's a little young and it does get crowded and a lot of adults, older children, and we just find that she does better in more of the areas that are suited. But that's called the Shore, and that is a regular big wave pool. It's a 378,000 gallon wave pool that does decrease in depth from 0 to 6 feet. And that again is for any height chart. So just like the last one, and then the other one for any height chart. Something to keep in mind is that some of these attractions you do, if your child is under a certain height, they do require them to wear a vest. So like in the Lazy River, with Claire being a kisses, she isn't required to wear one, but miniature Hershey bars are required to wear them. And one of the best parts about Hershey Park is that they do have a ton of water vest for children, the life vest, and it's great. You do not need to bring your own. They were always available. We've never seen an issue where one hasn't been available, so just something to keep in mind. And then the other area is that what she really likes to hang out in is called Sandcastle Cove. So this is a really cool sandcastle feature with two slides. One's like enclosed, and then the other one's open with like two spaces to go down. This is great for especially really young children. It does reach up to 18 inches, and there is a nice zero entry ramp as well there. Again, this can get very busy. Sometimes you do have to wait to get into some of these like water attractions. So just something to keep in mind when the boardwalk is very busy. This is why we choose when we go to the boardwalk, we choose to do the boardwalk right away because it's not quite as crowded as that afternoon. When it warms up, a lot of people will come into the boardwalk. And then another section for kids is the East Coast Waterworks. So, East Coast Waterworks is a giant area that features different splash. There's 7 slides, crawl tunnels, interactive water toys. There are some of those tipping buckets, so 1,000-gallon tipping bucket. And this is super fun. However, some of the rides, or I guess I should say slides instead of rides, but some of them are for kids that are a little bit taller. So unfortunately, there's not as many slides there for the super littles, but certainly if your child is older, that's something that you can do there. And that again, it's going to be for any height. So Hershey's, miniature Hershey's can go in there as well, but a lot of the slides are going to be for older kids because some of those slides are really tall. All right, some of the other baby and toddler friendly things about the boardwalk. There is a bunch of seating. I will note though, there is a lot of seating that is not in the shade. There's an entire section of seating over by the East Coast Waterworks that is unshaded. They do have up some of those like protective shades over by the splash pad. The spots with shades, they go so fast. So if you want to get a good spot and put your stuff and then be in the shade, have your seats in the shade, you need to get there like first thing in the morning. So just something to keep in mind. The other feature that's really nice is they do have a nice area that has changing rooms as well as restrooms that's kind of centrally located. So if you want to change into your swimsuit versus wearing clothes over your swimsuit, they do have a nice big changing area that you can do that as well. Something to keep in mind, you cannot wear a swimsuit into Hershey Park. You have to have on clothes over top of a swimsuit. You can't just wear your swimsuit. So that's just something that I like people to know so that they're not getting there and are unprepared and being told by security that they have to have on their clothes. I will say that there's designated sections where it will tell you swimsuits permitted or not permitted. And I see people walking around in swimsuits all the time, but you don't want to be the person that security has to say something to, and then like you end up having to be forced to leave because you don't have on the proper attire. So just something to keep in mind. And of course, they do have lockers available to rent. So if you choose to rent a locker, we don't rent lockers when we're there. We take those clear pouches that we store our phones and our credit cards, our IDs, our passes, everything that's important. We just take that with and leave our towels and our clothes with our stroller. There is a lot of great spots for strollers there, and again, lots of seating. I mean, you can run out of seats back there, especially on a busy, hot day. So again, if you wanna spend time at the boardwalk, get there first thing, grab your seats, and you'll be good to go. And of course, there are some food options that are available back in the boardwalk. One of the biggest food options is going to be Nathan's. So, Nathan's is included as part of a dining plan if you have a dining plan. They have your standard like French fries, chicken fingers, chicken sandwiches, and that's one of the spots back there. And that seems to be consistently open. Another one of the spots that is kind of towards like the outskirts of the boardwalk, that like when you're leaving that area, but it's still within the vicinity of the boardwalk, that's going to be the burger place. And the thing about the burger place is that it is like never open, at least when we're there. It's kind of been disappointing because it's part of the meal plan and we have not been able to eat there. So I don't know if we'll ever get to eat burgers, we'll see, but to be determined. There's also right in that same area the 8 cut crust pizza. I had done a video where I was sitting there. They have these nice big umbrellas there with lots of shade. Across the way, there's a Chicky and Pete's and a Subway. So there's a lot of food options. And of course, we like it because we do sometimes bring in our own little snacks for Claire, things that we can't get in the park that she likes to have. One of the things that I did not talk about is the things that they have in the boardwalk for older kids. So there are a bunch of really cool water slides. There's some that you go down without a raft, some you have a raft. They have Breaker's Edge, which is a water aqua coaster, kind of similar to Krakatoa at Volcano Bay at Universal Studios, a little bit of a smaller version. But there are a lot of awesome things back there for older kids. But of course, today we were just focusing on the little, since I know that for a lot of people, they want to know if they're bringing their smaller child to an amusement park, what on earth there is to do. And I will say Hershey Park's water park is fabulous for younger children. Our daughter absolutely loves it back there. We spend a few hours back there, and then sometimes we'll just go home like we did today because it was so hot. And other times you can go there and then just do your rides in the afternoon. One of the nice things is that the boardwalk does not open till 10 a.m. So if you want to hit up some of the kiddie rides in the morning, you can. If you have Sweet Start, that is. Of course, if you don't have Sweet Start, then everything's going to be opening for you at 10 a.m. But if you're a pass holder and you're going in and it's 9 a.m., that entire area in Founders Way with all those kiddie rides is open. So your kid can hit up on all those rides and you can bust out all those kiddie rides before you even get back to the boardwalk. If you are planning a trip to Hershey Park and have any questions about the boardwalk or the other rides or anything Hershey Park related, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I would be happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching.